There are 5 cantrips that I would love to talk about that don't get enough. Some people think they're the best, some people think they're the worst. So what are those cantrips, and why are they my favorite? Mold Earth is by far one of my most favorite cantrips. The reason why? Because you can move 5 cubic foot of earth into another space, which means in 1 minute, 10 rounds, you can do a 50-foot trench that is now 10 feet tall. 5 foot of earth in front of you, stacked behind it, all along a trench. So imagine what someone can do in a day. Now there's other cool things that you can do with Mold Earth, but the ability to create infrastructure and traps quickly is amazing with Mold Earth. So think about that the next time you're picking a cantrip. Mold Earth, create 5-foot cubic traps. You can go further than that too, because you can go down 5 feet and then down 5 feet, and you can move those around. It's a lot of fun to use Mold Earth to build traps and actually create amazing things to mess with the party. You want a height advantage? Piece of cake. You can have it. Magic Stone. If you're not using this cantrip, you're missing out. You get to take 3 pebbles in your hand and you get to, as a bonus action, turn them into magical weapons that do 1d6 plus your spellcasting stat. So if you have a +3 in intelligence and your spellcasting set intelligence, those do 1d6 plus 3, and you attack with throwing them by still using your proficiency plus your spellcasting stat, which is amazing. Here's the best part though. As a bonus action, I cast it. As an action, I throw it. I hold out my hands, and my party, as a object interaction, take it. Now they have a magic weapon that uses my stats for both their attack and their damage. So now when a party doesn't have magic weapons, 3 people get magic weapons by using a bonus action. One of my favorite spells. Plus, you just can't throw all 3 of them at one time, because that'd be cool. 3d6 plus 9. Doesn't work that way, though. Have fun with that. Shape Water. If you're not using this cantrip, you're using it wrong, because one of the things you can do with Shape Water is freeze the water. What happens to the properties of water when it freezes? It expands. You can also shape water into any shape, up to 5 cubic foot of water. So with that being said, I'm going to shape water on a block around your head, and then I'm going to freeze it. Yes, you can do that. Rules as written, you can do that. I think. I would love to know what your opinion on this is. Otherwise, shape water across the floor and freezing it, creating difficult terrain. There's so many creative uses to do with shape water. Very similar to why I like Mold Earth. Shape water, it allows for the creativity of the player to shine, or the evilness of people like me to come out. You decide which one you are. How would you use shape water? Chill Touch. The reason why I love this cantrip is, number 1, it's a ranged spell attack. Number 2, it's a decent amount of damage, but it actually makes the creature not be able to regenerate. Very effective if you're going up against regenerative creatures. I like to use regenerative creatures, so my players love the spell. But on top of that, if it's used on undead, that undead gets disadvantage if attacking you as the caster. This is very effective if you need something to actually stop you, the caster, from being hit if the undead are approaching you and your tanks and people protecting you are not there. A very underutilized spell and used in a pinch, but still, I love the extra effects that the spell has. The actual damage is very average, but still definitely worthwhile. Sapping Sting is probably the worst cantrip out there, but one that I love because it's a Constitution saving throw. The damage is low, but if they fail that save, they fall prone. So this works very well if your fighters and your melee classes have rushed up onto a caster, basically a melee combatant that looks like they'd be squishy, and you cast Sapping Sting. Then anyone that's next to them gets advantage because they fall prone. This also works very well if you have a rogue in the party that likes to go stabby stab but needs advantage to get that sneak attack. You can use Sapping Sting to drop those bad guys. When used with different styles of initiative, if you know who's going next, you can set this up for some amazing combos. Sapping Sting is a kind of a pathetic cantrip, but one that I love to use because I love cantrips with extra effects. Sometimes it's not about the damage. Sometimes it's about knocking someone on their ass. So those are the 5 cantrips that I absolutely love. So Mold Earth for moving earth, Shape Water because you can freeze a block of water on someone's head or create slippy terrain. Magic Stone, because if you haven't looked at it yet, 3d6 damage that you can toss to your players by using a bonus action is pretty fantastic. And of course, Sapping Sting, because why not? I love knocking people prone. And Chill Touch if you're in a campaign that's utilizing undead. So guys, as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I hope you will use these cantrips effectively and fun, and we will see you next time.